Welcome to Steppa the Flatbush Don TV, where we don't glorify the streets, we learn from them. Insanity is making the same mistake over and over again, expecting a different result. Now we have to ask ourselves today, are we insane? I don't know about you, but I'm not insane. But for a lot of years, I was doing the same things over and over again, thinking that each time I did it, I was a lot smarter, I was a lot wiser, but I got the same result, which was prison, getting locked up in New York State penitentiaries, and then the feds. Anyway, today, I want to talk to you about donmanship. I want to talk to you about the legacy of the Koch family, Shower Posse, the first family of Shower, Tivoli Gardens. Now we understand that the line of succession came from Clyde Massa to Jim Brown. Jim Brown, who was a bodyguard for Edward Seaga, when Seaga stepped up into winning the prime minister seat, that empowered Jim Brown to becoming his right hand or his go-to man in the street. Now, Shower Posse, just like you got BMF, Black Mafia Family, you got Shower Posse, which is a Jamaican organization. And when I say organization, I mean just that. This outfit is organized. The feds went after them, with Dudders going to jail, losing their leader at that time. So you got Clyde Massa to Jim Brown, from Jim Brown to Jati. Jati got killed, shot off his bike. So now, the next in line in the Koch family was supposed to be Leighton Liberty Koch. But somehow the people wasn't feeling him at that time. They gave the donship to Dudders. So when Dudders fell, and this how powerful, when we talk about Shower, the same way El Chapo's son was able to summon like 100 men, is the equivalent to Jim Brown in his prime, walking from Tivoli Garden and going to another area that was PNP, because Shower is labor right, they're green. PNP, I used to say red because they're socialists, but somebody corrected me and said their colors is orange. Anyway, it was said that Jim Brown, the Don himself, the big man who used to rule with an iron hand, walked down to another community that was predominantly PNP with 100 men, with 100 soldiers. I'm not talking about bakers. I'm not talking about construction workers. I'm not talking about taxi men, drivers. I'm talking about 100 soldiers, street soldiers, gunmen, went in the other area and told them, listen, y'all got to turn all green. That's like Crips going in a blood neighborhood and tell them, listen, with 100 soldiers, all y'all going to turn Crip. So now, the secret with Jim Brown, people loved him. People feared him, but he was able to embrace the people, do for people in his community, and the surrounding communities that was down with him. He was able to spread the love, so to speak. People felt safe. Although criminality was taking place, you know, they got to make their money. He was making his money. Shower at the time was making their money selling the drugs abroad to the States, England, United States, Canada, and the money was being funneled back. But he was able to put the money back into the community, at least some of it, and take care of school fees or whatever, the needs of the everyday people. And he guaranteed security within Tivoli Gardens and the surrounding areas that he controlled. He made sure that the people were safe. All that raping and child molesting and all of that, no. When the Don called for you, they're going to break you up. Once they find out that you was doing something disgusting or something that was a no-no, and they send for you, you know what time it is. And you better come, because if they got to go looking for you, they're going to leave you where they find you. So the people loved him. But he knew a lot of secrets. When they wanted to extradite him back to the States, he knew too much. So they got rid of him. Burnt him up in a cell. Came up with the excuses. Case closed. Jim Brown out the way. Jati stepped up. He didn't last long. Got shot off the bike. A lot of people loved Jati though. He was a people's person. Duddas stepped up. Now Duddas was like his father. He had an iron fist, but he had the velvet glove over the iron fist. He understood the power of diplomacy. He understood that it was better to incorporate people into your family and have them under one umbrella, one order, which was the credo of his father, Jim Brown, one order. Everybody fall under one order. And so Duddas was able to internalize that and manifest it. Denham Town, all these different areas in West Kingston came under Shower, came under Tivoli Gardens rule. And everybody was eating, everybody was feeling the love. He had that respect. Now when the United States came for Duddas, presidential clique, you know, they call them the prayers, but it's all Shower. They took him out the picture. When they took him out the picture, there was a vacuum of power. You know, when one Don is taken out, you may have 10 other Dons or 10 other prospects ready to step up in the Don's shoes. Some people think that they're ready, but they don't understand the complexity of donship, rulership. Some people think they got it all figured out, but they don't have a clue. So anyway, the two candidates for donship was Andy Fowle and Liberty Cope, which was Jim Brown's son. Now, Liberty, quote unquote, I don't know him personally, but they said he's an uncompromising and ruthless individual. Uncompromising and ruthless. He ruled with an iron hand, like his father, but he don't have no kind of diplomacy. None. So he goes to Denham Town, a surrounding area, and he's trying to recruit soldiers to fight this dude, Andy Fowle. Now, a house divided can't stand. You got some people that's riding with him. You got some people that's riding with Andy Fowle, who's a gunner himself, a force to be reckoned with, right? So now, Liberty, he go around the neighborhoods, he trying to win support, but a lot of people is not feeling him. Dudes is like, they turning down his offer now. We don't want to get down with you. We all right, we straight over here. So what'd he do? Allegedly, he sent his gunmen over there to clean off their corners. Yo, anything you see out there, brush it. Dudes go out there and clean off the corners. So what does that do? Every action have a reaction. Because he did that, he made that action, that play, that call. Them dudes over there at the Denham Town, they say, man, bump that. We ride with your opposition. We ride with Andy Fowle. So now, instead of one order, you got disorder. You got disorder. You got people in Tivoli Gardens that's dissatisfied with what's going on. They don't feel safe. Shots ringing out all the time. They don't feel safe. They're not getting money that they're supposed to get, that they used to get. Now remember, when Dudus went down, 70-odd people lost their lives. Most of them defending him, fighting against the security forces so that they can't take their big man. A lot of them lost their lives, but that's how much they believed in him. They was ready to give up their lives for him, for their Don. And here you go, stark contrast with Liberty. A lot of them is not prepared to do that. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I said, everybody's not ready for donship. Some people want the position because of the money that's coming in from the extortion, the contracts and all of that. The money is attractive. The money looks good. But the people, the majority of people is against you. So you got Dudus on one hand and Liberty on the next hand. And the question is, who's the better Don? Well, a little while back, somebody caught Liberty slipping. He was in a different parish relaxing. He was with a chick, and they was relaxing, cooling out, and somebody spotted him and made a phone call. Denham Town got the call, and they sent some dudes for him, allegedly, caught him slipping, and they tried to take him out. I think they hit him up, hit the female up, car got hit up. They tried to tear him out the frame. Long story short, he got away. Now, this is all in the newspapers. So now he's trying to find out. He put his ear to the street. Who came at me? Who tried to take me out? Who was that? Who was behind that? A name popped up. So what did he do? He set up a plan. Tivoli's like this. You try to take out the Don, we coming at you hard. We're going to respond, and we're going to spray up things. The same dude, he was allegedly giving out guns to, and told them dudes to send back the guns. Dudes like, nah, we not sending back nothing. We keeping these. Is the same dude who rose up and got enough heart and bravery to take out the big man himself. But the attempt failed. When you come at the king, you better not miss. So now it was the king's turn to strike back. The dude that came at the king, allegedly, was a dude named Po Boy. So now they hashed up a plan. You know, most dudes fall victim to women. They hatched up a plan to get this dude, bait him, and then deal with him. Allegedly, right? So they lure this dude to a hotel. The chick say, yo, I want to see you, blah, 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 this and that. He comes to the hotel. Make a long story, he get gaffled. Dudes bum rush him, boom, boom, boom. Just tie his ass up. Tortured his ass and find out who else was in on this shit. Who else was in on the hit? I guess after he talked, you know, he looking at this chick like, man, I can't believe you did this to me, man. You actually did this to me? It was said that the chick, or the female, was supposed to be Liberty's cousin. I don't know how true it is or whatever. But after it all went down, and all the people dropped who was supposed to get dropped, Liberty and whoever else got scraped up off the street by the police. But because they strong like that, when the witnesses were supposed to testify, there was no witnesses to come forward. Nobody came forward. So they beat the case. So they're back on the street. Now, like I said, you got some dons that lead from the back. They stay in the shadows. And you got some dons that's in the front. They're on the front line, leading the charge. Liberty is one of these dons that lead from the front. You got Dudas with the iron fist, with the velvet glove. He do discipline when discipline is called for, when it's needed. Liberty, latent coat. He old school. For every one of mine that drop, I'm going to drop 5 or 10 of yours. And when we respond, we're going to shower you with bullets. You're going to feel it. We're going to put the fear so that whoever else think about doing it, they're not even going to consider the thought no more. We're going to wipe that thought out their brains, out their mind. So you answer the question, who do you feel is the better Don? Dudas, who incorporate all the communities around Tivoli Garden into the one order, or Liberty Coat, who's like a Sonny Corleone? He leading with the iron fist. He don't got no kind of diplomacy, no shade. You answer the question. This is your brother Steppa on Steppa the Flatbush Don TV. Like, share, subscribe. Help the channel to grow. Stay free. Stay peaceful. Stay thoughtful. One love.